Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Wednesday, January 14th, and this is my morning market breakdown of the pairs that I do follow, which is most of the pairs on this list right here. If you haven't done so already, definitely do like and subscribe to my channel. Check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, if you'd like to follow along with all my trades and be part of a great trading community. So anyways, I always start off with the US dollar index. Like I've been saying, I mean, this could be the end of a wave Z right here, the end of a pullback. If it is the end of a pullback, then this would likely do something like this. So down, up, and then down like this for like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 shape, like an impulsive trend. Now, if this right here is not the end of a pullback, but instead we're actually making a pullback to this move up, which I still think is very possible because of the weekly time frame being up now, then instead of doing like a 1, 2, 3, it would do a 1, a 2, and then another down, except for the third one down would not be a 3, it would instead be a C, potentially going to the 61 or the 78% like this, and then going back up, or possibly like this and going back up. So either way, you kind of trade this exactly the same because an A, B, C would look like this, and then up, a 1, 2, 3 would look like this, except for it would keep on going down. So at this point in the market, it really doesn't matter too much whether it's an ABC or whether it's a 1, 2, 3. If we take it down to the 4-hour time frame, it definitely does look like a possible 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 waves down, so WX, and then maybe another 1, 2, 3 waves up. Looks like it is definitely trying to reject structure and turn back down. If this really is a WXY, then this may actually turn into a downtrend. And if this turns into a downtrend, we definitely want to apply that information to all the other US dollar pairs. Like if this is going to turn down, then the euro potentially would be up, pound up, Aussie up, maybe dollar CAD down, dollar Swiss down. Gold does kind of whatever gold wants to do, so you can't really use the dollar index for that. So, anyways, moving on to the euro dollar, let's go back up to the daily time frame. The euro dollar definitely did make an engulfing move up this week. So it does seem like we're either gonna go up and make a pullback to this move down, or possibly, maybe this is just gonna keep on going up. Now that we got it engulfing up, we should primarily be bullish on sort of time frames, and if it just keeps going up, then we're bullish anyways. While we're bullish, if it makes a very overlapping pattern leading to more down, then we definitely should be able to recognize that also. So either way, we should be ready for whatever happens next. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I am definitely still bullish the euro dollar. Been kind of a slow last couple of days, but we got our Fibonacci retracement from here to here. I still think this is either an A or 1, like I've been saying. This move down is likely either a B or a 2. We definitely did have a 78% fib bounce. I would like to see it break structure. If it breaks structure with a nice momentum move, then that means we're either going up for a C, which would look like this, leading to more down, or we're possibly going up for a wave 3, and a wave 3 would just continue to make higher highs, higher lows along the way, most likely going up and breaking that daily time frame structure. So because of the US dollar index, we can come up with a really good analysis for all these US dollar pairs based on that. Moving on to the pound dollar, same exact thing. The pound dollar did make an engulfing move to the upside, as you can see this week. So more than likely, the pound dollar is definitely a little different because I actually see this as a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But really, if we're just in the middle of a possible turn to the upside, it might even just keep on making higher highs, higher lows. If it's a wave 5, it could just take these highs and then turn back down. But we'll worry about that later on because this is the daily and it's probably going to take a while before we have to worry about that too much. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, it definitely looks like it made a really nice pullback. The only thing that's not nice about this is it definitely did not turn at a fib level. It kind of turned right in the middle of two fibs. That definitely does happen sometimes. What's more important is seeing the 5 waves up, seeing the 1 down, corrective up, 1 down, and now we're starting to get a break of structure. So, like I was saying about the euro dollar, this is either an A or 1, this is either a B or a 2, and we're likely either in a C, which would look like this, grab these highs and then turn back down if it's a wave C, or if it's not a wave C, but it's actually a wave 3, it would just keep on making higher highs, higher lows like that for a wave 3. Either way, you trade a wave 3 and a wave C exactly the same, at least until you get to the point where wave C breaks structure back down, because a wave 3 will not break structure back down. And moving on to the Aussie dollar, back up to the daily time frame. The Aussie dollar never did break structure down on the daily. This is our structure level on the daily. Price never did break below structure, so the weekly's still up, the daily's still up. The market flow on the daily is up because we had an engulfing move to the upside on the daily at a Fibonacci level. So we are definitely still bullish on the Aussie dollar also, especially because the structure is telling us to do so. Just like the other pairs, this has an impulsive uptrend right here, probably an A or a 1. This is probably corrective down, so 1, 2, 3 down for a B or a 2. And just like the other pairs, there's probably a pretty good chance that this is now going up for either a C, which would go up and grab the highs looking like this and then turn back down, or it's possibly a wave 3. And if it really is a wave 3, just like the other pairs, it will continue to make higher highs, higher lows. And like I said about the pound dollar, it's the exact same thing. If it's a wave 3, we should better recognize that. If it's a wave C, we should better recognize that by seeing a break of structure to the downside at those key levels. A wave C would turn back down. So, just because of the dollar index, we're able to come up with a really good analysis on all these dollar pairs. US dollar CAD sometimes is a little different. The US dollar CAD is very impulsive up. It had a break of structure to the upside on the daily time frame. I was actually thinking that this was a wave B, and it really doesn't look like the complete wave B, but I mean, there is definitely 1, 2, 3 waves there, so maybe the wave B really is over. I was thinking that this possibly could do something like this, maybe go up to like the 61 to the 78% and then turn back down, making more of a proper B of B. But, right now the market is telling us to look for longs. We do not have engulfing down. The structure is telling us that the trend is up. We definitely do not have engulfing down, so the market flow is also up. So we are definitely still bullish on this. Unfortunately, it's been very, very sideways this week. This week has been a little bit on the slow side for some reason. It definitely looks very corrective too, which is why I got my Fibonacci retracement from here to here, because it looks like it made 1, 2, 3 ways down. If that's the complete ABC, you would expect this to keep on going up. But because of the dollar analysis, we are bearish the dollar potentially. So maybe this is actually not a complete ABC, but maybe it's making 3 waves down. Now it's making 3 waves up to like the 61 to the 78% for a 3-3 pattern. That then we potentially would go down for 5 for a 3-3-5, which is more like a flat, or possibly another 3 waves down, and another 3 waves down is more like a WXY pattern. So because of the dollar analysis, even though we look like we should be very, very bullish on this pair on the daily, because of the dollar analysis, we realize that this may actually end up making a pretty decent leg to the downside. We do have to be careful because the daily trend is up based on structure and the daily market flow is up based on the market flow. So, anyways, moving on to the US dollar Swiss. I mean, the US dollar Swiss is always a little bit different because the Swiss is a risk on, risk off currency, making it a little bit different. But, I still think that we're potentially in a wave C of wave Y, like I've been saying all week. If we are in a wave C of wave Y, then this definitely can make some pretty big pullbacks along the way, but it definitely should, at least on the daily, make some sort of a 5-way pattern to the upside, most likely taking out this high. Now, the problem with this is the dollar index looks like it wants to go down. So, maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's going to turn down, make like a wave 2. So 1, 2, and then go up and make a 3, and then down for a 4, and then up for a wave 5. Because we always need to keep in mind our US dollar analysis, because, the dollar can't go down for several days, and then this continues to go up. Because if the dollar goes down, most likely this is going to try to end up pushing down also. So moving on to the 1 hour time frame, if this really is like a wave 3 and this is a wave 4 and this is a wave 5 like I showed on the daily, then that means that this would turn down and give us a break of structure. This would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 5, so 5 waves for the wave 5. So if we do see a break of structure to the downside on this 1 hour time frame, that most likely is the completion of a wave 5. If the wave 5 really is over, then we definitely, after the break of structure, would want to start looking for pullback entries for sorts, because that most likely would lead to a pretty decent move to the downside for the wave 2 on the daily time frame. So definitely be a little bit cautious. I personally would wait for the break of structure to the downside because I don't really think it's a good idea to try to pick tops and bottoms because the daily is up based on structure, the daily is up based on market flow, and this easily could just keep on going up if it wants to. I always do what the daily time frame tells me to do, and right now technically the daily, even though my Elliot wave says this could turn down, the daily time frame is definitely telling us to still look for longs. So moving on to gold. Gold is an extremely strong pair that is in a wave three on every single higher time frame, and there's really no reason to say it's over, except for we have one, two, three, four, five waves up. Now, if this is a fifth five-way pattern, and if the five-way pattern does end, then it most likely would go down and at least take out this low right here, because that's what happens after a five-way pattern is complete. The problem is that we are in an uptrend on every single time frame, and what could happen, and maybe even is way more likely to happen, is that this just keeps going up. There's no reason to say that gold potentially couldn't make it to $5,000 an ounce, and maybe even a lot higher for the past, every day, basically, I've been saying look for longs. I said the exact same thing yesterday, and if you had been watching my videos and following along, hopefully you might have gone long right there. You might have gone long here and here. Now we are sitting at a fib level, and if this really is a wave five, and if it really does turn down, if it really does give us a break of structure, then hell yeah, become bearish on pullbacks. Look for shorts on pullbacks after the break of structure. If you're starting to look for shorts now, then you're basically just trying to pick the top of an extremely strong trend. And picking tops and bottoms is definitely a retail trader, um, is what retail traders do. And there's a reason why 90% of retail traders lose money in the markets, because retail traders always look at something like this and they're like, oh, it looks like a good time to go short. But really, this thing could literally just keep on going up if it wants to. It definitely does not have to stop at this Fibonacci level. The break of structure is going to tell us that it's over, and then after the break of structure, we can start looking for shorts. Until that happens, I am definitely still very, very bullish on gold. So moving on to the three yen pairs that I follow, US dollar yen, I mean, this definitely could be a wave C or it could be a wave three. If it's a wave three, it's going to push up to the 161.8 and maybe even higher. If it's a wave C, it could turn at this 100% and break structure to the downside. Definitely no signs of an end of a trend yet. It is up on the weekly, it is up on the daily, and market flow is definitely up on the daily. So we are definitely still extremely bullish on the yen pairs. Now they do look like they are due for a bigger pullback, and this move down, I have my fib from here to here, but this move down is looking pretty impulsive. If it does turn at a fib level and it makes engulfing up, I would actually keep on going long because the trend is definitely up on all the higher time frames. But I mean, it definitely, just from an Elliott wave eyes, it definitely looks like we might end up making a bigger pullback like that. A more significant pullback, maybe to the whole last series of higher highs, higher lows. I just think that we need to be very, very cautious on the yen pairs also, because the yen pairs, just like gold, are in very strong uptrends. If we think that this is a top right here, what's more than likely going to happen is it's going to bounce from a fib level and just go up and make new highs. So we are definitely still recommending longs in all the yen pairs, even though they do look like they are due for a pullback. Just because they look like they're due for a pullback definitely doesn't mean that a pullback will happen, though. At least not a big pullback, maybe just little pullbacks like it's been doing. Moving on to the euro yen, I mean, the yen pairs are basically all the same story. If this right here is actually more of a wave three, then it might actually push up to the 161% and beyond. If it's more like a just another wave, like a fifth wave or something like that, then it could turn it to 61 or even to 78% and break structure to the downside. Right now, though, it's up on the weekly, it's up on the daily. There's no reason to say yet that it's over. We are definitely sitting at a fib level, but that doesn't really mean anything. We got impulsive down, we got very corrective sideways, we got impulsive down again. We are sitting at a fib level. If it turns back up, then hell yeah, I would definitely still be recommending logs in an uptrend. There's no reason on the higher roadmap time frames to say that this is over. We are sitting at a fib level, so we need to be a little bit cautious. It could possibly make a much bigger move to the downside. But if the market just keeps on making higher highs, higher lows on the daily, then we need to just keep on looking for longs at the end of every single three-way pullback that we see on these sort of time frames. And it's actually been making a lot of three-way pullbacks over the last several weeks. So definitely still recommending longs on the euro again also. Moving on to the pound yen, back up to the daily time frame, kind of the same story as the other yen pairs. If this is more like a 1, 2, 3 type thing, which it's probably not, but it could be, then it could go up to the 161% fib extension. We're only at the 78% fib. If this is actually like a wave five or something along those lines, which I don't really think it is, but it could be, then it definitely could break down and it could make a much bigger move to the downside. But we are not even at a Fibonacci level on the weekly time frame. There's really no reason to say that these trends are over whatsoever. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I have to continue to look for longs on the yen pairs. The market is telling us to continue to look for longs. We have impulse it down. We got three waves up. We got impulse it down again. We got a Fibonacci retracement on the last wave up. If we get a nice Fibonacci bounce, a nice engulfing move to the upside, then we pretty much have to continue to look for longs, just because the higher time frames have given us no reason to think otherwise yet. I know that the yen pairs look like they are, should make a bigger pullback, just like gold. Gold looks like it should make a much bigger pullback, but it doesn't have to. The trends can extend way further than you think they can. And honestly, a lot of these are not even close to Fibonacci levels, which makes me think that they really are going to continue up. Whether they end up making a much bigger pullback or not is kind of the question, but we need to do what the market is telling us to do, and the market is telling us to do nothing but look for longs on every single yen pair. The market is definitely telling us to do nothing but look for longs on gold. And the dollars are definitely a little different because of the dollar index, but we definitely just want to take it one wave at a time, and we definitely want to trade with a higher time frame roadmap trends. So, anyways, don't forget to check out my website if you want to follow along with my trades and be part of a great trading community. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And definitely stop back in tomorrow for my next update on all these pairs. As always, thank you for watching and happy trading.